Hello, and welcome to Lumpia and Latkes. I'm Jay, a Filipino American.
And I'm Mitch, an American Jew. We are friends
and former co-workers
who riff all day at work and decided to create this podcast for extended conversations on anything that intrigues us.
We won't always get it right, but we'll do what we can. Thanks for joining us. This episode, Retail Work Revelations Part 2. Retail Work Revelations Part 2.
Yes.
So
let's get into it.
Yeah, last week we were talking about stuff that you only realize when you work retail, and
yes,
we had a lot more than what we thought, because I guess it's a heated subject for us because we're both from retail.
I'm not going to say heated. I'm going to say experienced. We are experienced retail workers.
I'm heated.
I'm not really heated. I mean, what we talked about last week wasn't that bad.
I'm saying I'm heated because the stuff I put in here, it's just about customers being dumb. So
not always.
Most of the stuff is like stupid stuff of retail. That's what I really mean by revelations. Like, there's a lot of stupid crap that goes on in revelation in there. But yeah, first thing that we're going to talk about in this one is people. There's a genuine hate for self-checkouts by some people, and I get it to a certain extent. But I mean, I love self-checkout. I always choose to use self-checkout because I don't want to deal with people, and I think I can do a better job than the cashiers they have. Just straight up.
I am not going to do a better job than the actual cashier, simply
not with the technology that they have.
Simply due to the fact of how things are set up.
Yeah.
Okay. I myself was a cashier. You had your belt, you had your scanner, you had the drop-off area behind you. Mm-hmm. I was one of, if not the fastest scanner at every site I went to. Mm-hmm. Didn't matter if I was a cashier or a supervisor or a supervisor. I was always the fastest cashier out there. I don't know why. I just seemed to know where the barcode was, and I could swipe them suckers so daggone quick and get customers in and out quick. Mm-hmm. I truly could. And there is no way on this God green earth that I can do that on these self-checkouts.
Right. Because the self-checkout is slow for a good reason, because it's trying to make sure it slows down enough that people don't scam the machine.
Oh, yeah.
Thing.
I get it.
And then also you have, in most of these places, at least, they've started to turn off that stupid bag, not in unexpected area, or item in unexpected area thing, or non-bagging area, whatever
the weight scales.
Yeah,
the weight scales for the bags. Yeah. Well, it all depends on where you go. Oh no, not always, man.
Not always, but they've been doing that. So that's the thing.
I know of most of the Krogers, they do not turn those off.
Yeah, that's true. In the Krogers,
the Krogers, they do not turn those off.
Right.
And I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. But at the same time, if all right, let me take a step back then on self checkouts and go back to the kind of the crux of the self checkout. Mm-hmm. If you've got a shopping cart slam full of groceries, got, say 150 items. If you've got 2 whole carts of groceries, don't go through the self checkout.
No, go find a person.
Go find the regular checkout.
Go demand someone to open up a lane.
Yeah, let's do that, please. All right, let's just do that. At the same time, if you need that many groceries and the only option is self checkout, see if somebody can help you. See if someone over there can hopefully give you a hand.
Right.
The general rule of thumb that most people probably don't realize, and I don't know if I'm giving away trade secrets, but the general rule of thumb for most self-checkouts in any retail environment is 1 cashier, and I use air quotes when I say cashier, even though you can't see me, I'm using the air quotes, 1 cashier per 4 self-checkouts.
Right.
That seems to be the general rule that's being used in the majority of the retail environments. Now, whether or not they truly follow by those wishes or not, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. We have seen stories.
I've seen in what is it? There's an arts and crafts store. I can't remember what the actual name is.
Yeah.
But they just leave that unattended. And they also leave the stuff that's like online purchases straight near the door. And then you can go over there, just grab the purchase and walk out. No one's watching.
Right.
I'm like, what the hell? People are going to steal crap left and right.
Yep. They live, a lot of these places but here's the thing, more than you and I both know, they have probably trained them to be there. But because of budget cuts and the tighter budget that they have, and how the payroll is now,
Right.
a third of, or even a
Right.
quarter of what it was, or an eighth of
Right.
what it was, many many years ago,
Mm-hmm.
that particular quote unquote cashier is also now stocker as well, or
Right.
is helping out a customer or
Right, but
something to
then
that
to
effect.
that
Because
end, then the stores want to go ahead and blame. Well, self checkout's not working right. Do you have anyone monitoring them? No.
right,
Well,
no,
what's the problem here?
yep, exactly, exactly. There is lots of good and lots of bad when it comes to self checkout.
Sure
Now,
is.
in particular, and I'm not going to name any particular locations,
Mm-hmm.
but there was a Walmart in the area here that
Mm-hmm.
we know of because we used to work on them.
Mm-hmm.
We used to work on them. You and I
Sure.
did. We used to work.
Sure.
We used to work on the self checkouts, folks.
Yep.
Right. So we understand the components of them. We can repair them. We understand how they function,
Right.
and it's actually quite a fun system, if you will, to
Mm-hmm.
work on. It's kind of cool, although it's dirty. I will admit it's very
Mm-hmm.
dirty. Because you're messing with money. Whenever you mess with money, it's always dirty.
Right.
But we know of a particular Walmart in this area. I'm not saying which, where they had self checkouts, and they went to a self checkout system almost entirely.
Mm-hmm.
And there was so much issues with either theft or complaints or
Mm-hmm.
both that they now got rid of those self checkouts,
Correct.
and they are all back to registers again.
Back to registers. Yep.
So it can happen.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not saying self checkout is the end all be all because I
No.
don't think that's I don't
I
think that's the
think
answer for
self
everything.
checkouts is a step in the right direction as far as heading towards full automation for a checkout process.
I agree to a point.
Mm.
Sam's Club has a different kind of system. I kind of like Sam's
Yeah.
Club a lot,
Yeah.
for this particular reason.
Mm-hmm.
So you go in, you use the app. As
Mm-hmm.
you're using the app, you go through and you scan it on your phone as you're picking up all your items, and then
Mm-hmm.
you just go right to self checkout. You pay. Right to self checkout on your phone. You pay right on your phone, and then you go through these two big columns, or one of two big columns, if you will,
Right. Yep.
and it scans the stuff
Yep.
in your cart.
Yep.
However it does it, I really don't
It's got
know.
like a set of series of cameras that go all the
Yep,
way around
yep. I don't know if
check.
it's
Yeah.
yeah. I don't exactly know the
Mm-hmm.
full way it does all the scanning and all that kind of stuff. But now they've got it to the point where you go through it, it scans it, and the lady basically says, "Come on through," or
Yep. You're
"Oh, wait
good.
a minute, I need
Yeah.
to check something,"
Right.
and then they stop and check you, and that's it.
Yep.
That
It's a
is
nice thing.
it.
I like
Beautiful.
in the Asian countries they have straight up. You walk in, they got like pretty much RFID on everything. So you just put
Yes.
it in your cart as soon as
Oh yeah.
it knows you taking away. Kind of like how they have in the mini bars and hotels where like you pick up an item, it knows the weight's taken away or something of that nature,
Right.
and it knows to charge you. This is a
Right.
similar concept, and that it uses something called radio frequency identifiers,
Yep.
which it just it sends a certain signal from the tag that says like, hey, this thing has been taken away from where it's supposed to be, and now it's in this person's cart. Charge
Yep.
this person, and
Yep.
then you just pick up the item and you walk out. They have that still, I think, in New York City with the Amazon store, the Amazon
Yep.
Grab and Go store,
Yep.
which I don't know if it's working or not, but I guess it is. They haven't closed it down, but
Yeah.
it's a wonderful concept being able
Yeah.
to. That's what I think is.
That's been out
the
for
ultimate.
years, man.
Yeah.
That's been out for that kind of
Yeah.
technology was out when I was still
Mm-hmm.
working retail as an assistant manager. So that
Mm-hmm.
was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, it really has not caught on
Right.
as well as it should. And I think it has to do with price,
Yeah.
the
It is.
cost.
Yeah.
It just has to do with the cost of
Mhm.
it. The cost of that type of technology is still not mainstream.
Right.
And it's an excellent resource. It is.
Yeah.
It's an excellent way to do it. And you're pretty
Mhm.
much right, Jay. For the most part, you're right on point with that. It knows what you've got, and then at that point, you just go and pay for it at checkout at a self checkout, and you just walk right out.
Yeah.
or depending on the system, the way the system is work, it's just, again, you've got it in your person. It knows that you're there.
You
it
walk in when you walk in
them,
the case. Yeah, in the case
and
of
then
the
you just
Amazon
walk out
store,
and it's paid for.
In the case of the Amazon store, you walk in and you scan your Prime membership, or you log in, and then it's like, okay, I know who you are because you have your phone on you, and it tracks your phone.
That's right. It tracks your phone. It tracks the items that you have next to you,
and
then you walk right on out, and boom, it knows. Okay, we're going to charge you for these items. Great concept, wonderful concept. Unfortunately, too much money for mainstream.
Too much money, but I think that's what's coming. I think that's the way to go.
Eventually, maybe, but you realize that if that's to happen, then all the cashiers are done with. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're trying to replace the cashiers right now. Like I said, for one cashier per 4 self-checkouts. And, some of these guys at self-checkout, they know just enough to be dangerous on how to clear a jam in there, or how to take care of coupons and stuff like that. And, hey, there are plenty of horror stories of customers screwing up these systems. I mean, there's a section to put your change in, folks. Great. Don't put your coupons in there. Oops, there goes the coupon. All right, great. I realize that some people, they bring in a shit ton of change. These machines only take a handful of change at a time. And I'm not talking a gob handful. I'm talking like maybe 10 to 15, maybe 20 at a time, and then it's got to go there and cycle through it all and read it. If you just throw 20 and then 10 seconds later 20 more, and then 10 seconds later 20 more, and 10 seconds, and keep on going with that, oh my God, these systems, they cannot handle it, and it will jam up. They don't like silver dollars. They don't really like half dollars. They really don't like the golden dollars. They don't like those kind of things. They just don't. They certainly don't like dirty money. They don't like those pennies that are stuck together.
Case in point, if someone wants to go ahead and do all that to a machine, do that. Have someone do that to you. Hand you 20 coins and then another 20 coins. See if you can keep up. You can't do it? How do you expect a machine to?
Yeah,
that's old shit.
Some of these machines are getting better.
They're getting better.
We've seen some of the newer technology that's out there, and it's pretty darn cool what they can do with change and everything else.
But it's not there yet.
It's not there yet. It's not there yet. But still.
But anyway,
there are goods and bad with that whole thing. And again, use it, don't abuse it is the best way, I guess, I would put it.
Yeah, so, and also anyway. On that subject of the self checkout hate, I've straight up I heard someone talking when I was working on a self checkout. On the other side, there was another self checkout, and the guy is scanning his items, and then the self checkout host, the cashier, is is watching, and then he's talking to her, and he said I hate these things. I should get a discount for doing this and all this kind of stuff. It's dude, what? No. It says you have a choice. You can go to a regular lane and wait, or you can use the self checkout. No one's forcing you to use it. I mean, honestly, yes, you might think they're forcing you because they don't have enough lanes open, which is definitely a thing in these Walmart stores. But I mean, again, you have a choice. You don't have to buy your stuff there. You can go to another store.
What would you say is the magic number of items that is your cutoff for self-checkout, Jay?
For me personally?
Yeah.
50?
50. Okay. I was thinking 30. We're kind of in the similar ballpark.
Yeah.
It's not a 10 items or less thing, guys.
No.
Those days are gone.
Those days are way gone.
Those days are way freaking gone. The 10 items or less style, that's freaking gone. They've done away with it. You're never going to find it again. I'm very sorry. I like the 10 items or less style myself, and it's not about 10 items. It's 10 items or less. So let's be true about that whole thing. Don't even get me started about the 10 items or less thing from back in the day, because people would still go ahead and...
they abuse it like crazy.
Oh, they abuse... Look, if you got 11 items, I'm not going to say nothing.
No.
I don't care. You got 12, fine.
Yeah.
Once you get past 12, I'm sorry, sir, but this is a 10 items or less aisle. And guess what? You either have a management that will back you up, or you don't. Yeah, so you gotta know who your management is in order to back you up or not on this whole thing.
Correct.
And if you really want to get finicky about it, okay, fine, get finicky about it. But just be respectful. That's
Be
why they got
respectful.
rid of that thing. And that's why they're doing all the self-checkouts now.
That's
So they
right.
don't have to worry about that crap anymore.
Yeah, but then
Because again,
again, they're pulling away self-checkouts and going back to regular registers, which
some
for better
are,
or worse.
some
I
are, for
mean,
better, for
it's a
worse.
bunch of different factors.
Yep,
Especially theft.
yep.
People steal self-checkouts, and that's what we're going to get into. Scammers going to scam.
Yeah,
So many scams. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of the Flim Flam scam, right?
I have.
I was targeted with that once.
Were
Only
you really?
Yeah, I was in my Walmart store, and I was at the opposite
Okay.
side. We have most people know. You have Walmart. You have the side that's the grocery entrance. You have the other side
Yep.
that's for like what did they call it?
Pharmacy.
Pharmacy. Yeah, the pharmacy entrance. So I was on that side with the pharmacy entrance. There's not anybody over there. It's just me. I'm on one of the old express lanes, the one that's like 10 or less, right?
Right.
This guy comes up with his friend, and they have a one of those foam coolers. I guess it was like in the summer, right?
Yep.
So he takes that, and he's like, "I'm just gonna buy this thing." I said, "Sure." And then he starts talking to me, being all nice, like, "Okay." And then he puts down a $50 bill to buy the thing. I'm like, "Huh."
Uh huh.
Red flag. Okay. So, but me being new, I was like, all right, sure. So I take it, but I check it, and I put it in the register, give him his change. Then you start doing the flim flam scams when they start trying to confuse you. So, oh,
Yep.
here's an extra 10. Go ahead and give him back that 50. All this kind of
Yep.
stuff. They try to
Yep.
flip up the numbers until eventually you are out of money. You give them more. You give them more money than what the actual started with. You give them like $100 back or something instead of like the 50.
Right.
They confuse you, and they talk to you nicely, and then eventually they just confuse you with all the numbers until you have to call for an audit and have someone redo your register, and then you might get written up at that point because hey, you let somebody scam you out of cash.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I've had that happen once.
Mm-hmm.
I fortunately it started to get a little confusing on me, so
Mm-hmm.
I closed the drawer.
Closed it, and then
I just closed the drawer. I said, "Sir, we're going to start all over again."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "So you're going to give me back that money right there that's in your hand right now because you're confusing the hell out of me because your
Mm-hmm.
cash is still right here, and
Right.
we're gonna get this sorted out." And at that point, he took the money and walked away.
Sure.
Yep.
What did you do?
Oh no, he gave me back my money, and then
Oh,
he
okay.
took his money that was on the table and
Okay.
walked away because he was about to grab that other money too. And I put my hand down on it, and I was like, "Sir, why don't you hand that back for me real quick?" And I closed the drawer. I said, "Because something's not quite right here."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "And I'm not going to get shorted." And
Yeah.
yeah,
Then
yeah,
you
he gave me
reported it
back
to your manager.
Yep. I did at the time, but
Yeah.
I was actually the only one in the store.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was the only guy in the freaking
That's
store.
usually when they get you.
Mm-hmm.
They look for when you're alone.
Yep.
They're like, all right.
Yep.
Other than that, yeah, it's just terrible. Flim Flam scam. Other than that, you ever heard of glittering?
No. What is glittering? I know it's like a fake coupon, isn't it?
Yeah. Glittering is when they use so I don't know how they find this shit out, but they use a coupon that's meant for a different product and use it on something else to get that money off.
Interesting.
There's
No,
a
I never
whole
heard of the
there are a
glittering.
whole Facebook there are whole Facebook communities of people that have glittering
Wow.
communities that they test these things to find
Yeah.
out what they can stretch it out to and try and get the money back.
Right, right.
And at the end of the day, fake coupons, like it matters, but it doesn't matter because at the end,
Right.
it's not my money. And that's not my money. That's the manufacturer's money. That's the store's money.
It's the
Eventually,
store's money.
it trickles
It's
down
still the
to you
store's
eventually.
money. It comes down
Yeah.
on you, so you got to pay
Yeah.
attention to it.
It
But at the
trickles
same
down to you
time,
eventually, but not
yeah.
not as bad as an actual flim flam scam.
Right, right,
So I can see, it is bad. No
right,
doubt that's still bad.
right.
But I mean, I don't know. Like, at that point, it falls on the manufacturer. At that point, really, because
I get it.
they're letting that stuff go. But
Yep.
yeah, glittering. That's a thing I learned when I was in Walmart. I was like, I didn't know that was a thing. You could use
Yeah, I never
coupons
heard of
for
that
other
before.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. And
That
the
is
fake
weird.
coupons. I
Yeah.
mean, man, I'm sure you've seen your share of fake
Oh,
coupons.
I've
I
seen
have
fake
too.
coupons before, but again, so the fake coupons are back in the day, they were a little easier to catch because most of the time it wouldn't scan.
Mm-hmm.
It would not scan,
Mm-hmm.
and it's due to the barcode. Again,
Mm-hmm.
most people don't know this. The barcode reader, that little black barcode, you don't realize this. It's not reading the black; it's reading the white.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So if it's off by a millimeter or a quarter of a millimeter, if you will, that changes that barcode entirely. So if the barcode doesn't read a lot of times you really got to then pay close attention to that coupon and see what's going down.
Mm-hmm.
So that was usually a telltale sign for us. Hey, something's not quite right if the barcode doesn't scan. Because
Yeah.
most of the time, these registers and the software that's downloaded and all that, it's got all the right barcodes in the system.
Yeah.
So,
It's hooked up. It's hooked up to a server that knows exactly
yep,
what it's looking for. It's like, okay,
exactly,
this is not a recognized barcode. You cannot do
exactly.
this.
Hmm.
Um, Next, counterfeit cash. I mean,
Yeah,
we know that very well from having worked on these self
yep,
checkouts. I mean, these machines, the self checkouts don't take counterfeit cash. They're not supposed to. It's supposed to spit it right back out at you. If it takes it,
yep,
then you got a really good counterfeit. But it should not. It should spit it right back out because that's the whole concept with
yep,
at least in the company that we worked for is that the mindset is like, okay, this is fake cash. We want nothing to do with this because that's
yep.
illegal. So
And
take back your fake cash.
what's the most counterfeit bill in the United States right now, Jay?
Isn't it $2 bill?
$20 bill, believe
The
it or not.
20 now?
Uh-huh.
Oh, the two.
Yep. Yep. According to the lovely AI here, it says
Oh
$20
goodness!
bill is the most counterfeited denomination in the United States,
Holy
while
crap!
the $100 bill is the most commonly counterfeited overseas.
Huh?
Um,
Okay.
yep. However, the most counterfeited currency overall in the U.S. is the U.S. dollar.
The
Yeah, the
dollar.
most counterfeited currency overall is the U.S. dollar, with an estimated 70 to 200 million in fake bills circulating
See,
globally.
I had always heard that it was the $2 bill because the
That's
fact
what
that
I thought
$2
too.
it has no security like built-in security measures
Right,
to
right.
yeah. So it's
My,
like really easy to make.
My son just produced a $2 bill for me from 2017, and I was like, 2017? Whoa, 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 whoa! It threw red flags. I mean, we were at the dinner table when
Yeah.
he pulled it out. It threw red flags for me immediately. I started
Mm,
googling all that stuff, trying to figure it out. And from reading the several things on there, like there was supposed to be like a raised indentation or something, like a raised section
yeah.
over was it Jefferson's head or around Jefferson's head or whatever. I felt
Okay.
the raising of it just slightly. And I was like, all right, I think it could be legit. But it even said in there, look for the stripe. And I'm like, $2 bills and have the
They
stripe.
don't have a stripe.
I don't
Yeah.
understand it. Why would that be? So yeah, I agree with you. I think the $2 bill is one of the more common
That's
bills
news
to
to me.
counterfeit, especially if you've got a guy that walks in and he's got like $102 bills and he's
Yeah.
freaking, oh, I need to
That's a
deposit all this.
problem. Yeah, that's a problem.
Really? Come on. I'm
Yeah.
going to pay in $2 bills.
Yeah.
Really? Come on. That's just,
Yep.
that's just so weird. So
Yeah. I didn't know
anyway,
that. The
yeah.
$20, huh? 20.
According to this AI overview from this place, yep,
Wow. Okay.
yep, kind of crazy.
Yeah, and in the same vein, we're talking about money and points of payment, gift card tampering. This is a thing that's
Yeah,
been blowing up recently too,
yep,
where they put fake barcodes, or they put the wrong cards in, and they get your information for your like you pay for the transaction, and the
yep,
money goes to somebody else's card. It's like
yep.
a lot of weird stuff going on in gift cards these days.
So that used to be something really, really big in
Yeah.
Rite Aid
Mm-hmm.
days, was the counterfeit, was the gift card tampering over the phone. They used to have
Mm.
people call in and somehow convince these guys over the phone to give them some of the information for the gift cards that are on the shelf over the phone. This was like
Wow.
prior to it authorizing at the register.
Weird.
It was weird
Weird.
stuff. Or sometimes they would even go so far as to have the cashier ring up these things like this for whatever crazy reason. The cashier would ring up this stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
then they would give them a card number over the phone. The transaction would go through, and then they would ask for the card over the phone, and they would give it to them. Still, it was the craziest thing that I'd ever seen.
Jesus.
And I never fell to it. I've only known like a handful of people that ever fell to those gift card scams.
Yeah.
They posted that stuff everywhere back in the day. They did. Don't fall victim to the phone scams. If anybody
No.
calls you on the phone asking you to pull up a gift card, just immediately hang up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't and report it to your boss. Whatever. Oh my God, they used to do that crap all the freaking time. Now they used to have people as well. If you, the other thing too that would come by as well is if you saw people coming in and buying a lot of these
Yep.
cards and then
Right.
paying with a credit card as well.
Yep.
That kind of stuff sent flags out there
Yep.
immediately, and
Yep.
we would say, hey, you got to reach out to your to your other local stores around you and let them know. And that I did fall to, but I stopped it because I was like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? And they literally had like $2,000 worth of gift cards.
Right.
And they were paying with two different credit cards. So they wanted two
Yep.
different transactions. I'm like, I'm very sorry, sir. I can't do that. Well,
I
why can't
had
you do
the
that?
same thing. I had the same thing at Walmart where
Wow.
somebody like had like 20 different gift cards or Walmart gift
Yeah.
cards,
Yeah.
and they're buying them on a couple different transactions. I was like, all right, something ain't right. I'm gonna add it up, and I'm looking at they're trying to get a card at his card, and like he kind of like covering it with his hand. At
Right.
that point, I like they're in the Walmart system. You can signal for a CSM. I was still cashier. Signal for a
Nice.
CSM through
Through the
the
register.
register. Yeah,
Nice.
and then she's coming over here and she doesn't get what I'm trying to say. I'm like, hey, I got an issue with this transaction. She doesn't. She's not picking up on it. I'm
Right.
like, eventually, I'm like, yeah, I think we need to stop this transaction. And then like, I straight up just had to say it. I'm like, I don't think this is a legit transaction. And then the guy gets
Nice.
mad and he grabs the cards out of my. Here's what happened though. He grabbed the cards out of my hand, and said, "You have a good day, sir," and he walks out. We can't chase him because you know,
Yep.
or it's not legal.
Right.
So eventually, I told her like, hey, print out a copy of that receipt.
Right.
Let's get asset protection. Let's get a
Right.
manager, and
Right.
then we cancel all those cards because with the
Right.
Walmart gift card, if we have the card number, we can still cancel it. So
Nice.
we canceled
Nice.
all those cards because I'm like, no, no, no,
Excellent.
that was. So we caught it, but it was like I was getting so upset at my CSM. It's like, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to signal you without alerting this guy. Like,
Right.
anyway,
There's got to be a code word to use or something.
there
But I
should
guess,
be.
but who's going to remember the code word
I
half the
don't
time,
know.
anyways? You know.
Pineapple.
Yeah, pineapple. So yeah, man, they're out there. You got to be careful with them.
Gotta be careful.
Yep.
People are crazy.
Yep.
People are also crazy. We've seen this. I've
Yep.
personally seen this on
Yep.
some machines in this
Yep.
area,
And we've
which
had
is
it.
bad.
We've had that under a topic of discussion as well.
Yep, we did. Card
Yep.
reader skimmers.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, we've already talked about this, but again, card reader skimmer is an overlay that goes over the card reader, and it looks exactly the same. You won't even know unless you know what to look for. You have to like really someone who's not trained. You have to look at a real card reader versus a skimmer one, and to see
Yeah.
what the differences are.
Yeah.
And they come in all sorts of different like varieties, but what usually triggers is like looking for the extra space that can be used for like a battery or
Right.
it's really difficult to tell
Yep.
for the skimmers, but it takes time to look, and
Totally.
hopefully your store, the people that are in your store are the ones that are looking and are noticing these things and are being vigilant.
That's right.
When you go to any of these readers, it doesn't hurt to give it a tug. It should be stable. It should be on there. I mean, it might come off the thing because usually these things aren't actually screwed into the little mouse that they're on.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Yeah, that happens a lot. But the reader itself should be nice and sturdy. If it's got like real give on it, you might want to not use that one and maybe tell the person like, hey, you might have a problem with this reader.
Yep. Suspend my transaction and ring me up on a different register, please.
Can you move
and
this
they
to
can do
register?
that. That's right. They can typically suspend a transaction,
right,
and print out your receipt and then bring it back up on a different register, and you can use your card at a different register.
Yep.
It can happen. If you don't feel, if something's not quite right, if it doesn't pass the smell test, you know what? Then just don't use it.
That's right. Just don't risk it.
Yep.
And then asset protection stories. I mean, there's been plenty of stuff they've got me involved with some of the stuff with they weren't supposed to use CSMs, but they've had me in the room for asset protection with someone who stole stuff. And I'm like,
wow.
I'm just in there by myself while I'm waiting for the asset protection person to come back. I'm like, I mean, they weren't violent, but it's just awkward to stand in there with someone who did something wrong. It's like, I hope they come back soon. I don't want to be in here with this person alone.
That's because you're a big guy. You were a big looking guy, and you look kind of intimidating.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a teddy bear. If anybody knows me, I shit.
They don't know that.
They don't know that. I see a big Asian man like, okay, I ain't gonna fuck with him. Right.
Exactly.
You got any asset protection stories?
No, I've never really been involved in too many of the asset protection things, if you will. I mean, the only one that I had that I can really remember was this guy came into the store and was stealing film Back in the day, we didn't have a photo lab at this particular store, and the film was right at the front of the store. For whatever reason, he was just stealing film, and I watched him. He's just putting it into a bag, and I pointed out to the boss. And we had those. We had a double door for the entryway, except there was like so you went through a set of doors, and you were in this small little like foyer area. And if you moved to the right, you could go in from the right, but you couldn't exit out from the left. The left was for exiting. The left, I mean, was for exiting only, and the right was for entering into the building only. And so he told me to literally lock it. So I locked them both, and the guy just went nuts when he was trying to leave because my boss was trying to get him to stop. And he told me, he's like, "Just let him go, just let him go." So I unlocked the door and let it go, and that was it. And then the only other one, I guess this does count as a crazy story. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Working retail for Rite Aid. My boss at the time, his name was Dave, and I remembered him pretty well. He had this big white afro for a white dude. He was like 6'3" and had a big white afro, a big white perm afro.
Okay.
It was permed. He got it permed like once a month. It was crazy as heck. Crazy guy. Anyways. First thing he told me the first time I met him was, make sure you carry a knife at this store because you have to protect yourself at all times.
Jesus. Okay.
I kid you not. So I had a knife on me. Not a real big knife. Maybe, I don't know, like a 3-inch knife or something like that. And I had been there for a few months, or a few months at the time. And this dude came in, grabbed a basket, and just literally just emptied out the shelf of like pseudoephedrine and stuff like that. Clearly trying to make some drugs, stuff like that. And I was like, dude, you've caught me on a good day because I'm in a bad mood.
Huh.
And that's exactly what I said because I was I was tired of it because they had been stealing from us all the time. Right. And I watched him do it. I was like, man, you caught me on a good day because I'm in a bad mood. And dude just bolted out the door and I ran after him.
Huh.
And I pulled out my knife as soon as I walked out that door. I pulled out my knife as soon as I walked out the door. He got into the car, and all I did was I punctured his front tire and then punctured his back tire and walked away. He had 2 flat tires.
Huh.
Couldn't go anywhere. Motherfucker had 2 flat tires.
Huh.
What did he do? Got out of the car, put the basket on the sidewalk in front of the building, and walked away.
Huh.
Yep. That car stayed in the parking lot for probably a month and a half, maybe almost 2 months before it finally got towed away.
Was that all allowed in your policies for your store?
The cameras in our store didn't work very well.
Okay.
And in that particular day, it just didn't seem to, the video just didn't record.
Okay. I'm about to say, we would never get away with that crap in Walmart.
It was me.
Jesus.
It was me, the cashier, the pharmacist, and 2 pharmacy techs. And the pharmacist and pharmacy tech had no idea what was going on. And the cashier, I only told her about it after it happened. She was like, I was wondering why you went out the store, why you walked out the store. Because you normally tell me you're going outside to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
I didn't tell her I was going outside to smoke a cigarette.
That's back when you were smoking.
Yep. Back when I was smoking. So, yeah, that's the only time that I had a real, there was only 2 times that I had a real incident.
That sounds badass.
And it was both at the same store.
Yeah.
It was both at the same store.
Yeah.
It just so happened that happened first. That one happened first. And then the film thing happened, I'd like to say, probably about a 6 to 9 months afterwards, because Dave, that store manager Dave, he moved on. He moved to a different store, and then I got oh God, what was his name? But I can't think of his name. I don't remember his name.
Mark. Harry.
No, I don't remember his. I can't remember the guy's name. But yeah, I had him for probably 3 or 4 years at that store until I couldn't take it anymore and moved on. Yeah, because I wanted to move up. I didn't want to be an assistant manager anymore. So they were like, "Oh, you want to move up? Let me put you in a little more high profile store." Yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, getting back to retail and stuff, man. This one's just terrible. Public restrooms. They're horrible. They're horrible.
Lawless wasteland.
That's what you called it. That's exactly what you called it. Look, I remember having to clean up for restrooms when I was a bagger back in the day, and sometimes when you're a cashier. It's not fun, folks. It's
No.
really not. It's not fun at all to clean those things for the public
Yep.
restrooms because not only is it everywhere, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And
It's
and
on the
there's,
ceiling. It's underneath the seat.
I mean, it
It's on
is
the
horrible.
floor.
It
It's
is
on the
just horrible.
walls. Yeah.
And I mean, do people do this at home?
That's
Because
what I'm wondering. That's my whole
if they do,
question.
if they do, I hope they keep it clean afterward. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just terrible.
It's like,
If
what do
they
you
were
do? You go into the public restroom, you just explode? What the heck is going
exactly.
on?
Look, I understand that there are times when there is emergency cases, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
I have seen those emergency cases in retail,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
there was one that was clearly very unfortunate of an older fella that
Oh, dear.
just couldn't hold it, and you could
Yeah.
tell that he was upset about it, trying to get to the restroom in time, and
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm not going in there, and one of the assistant managers, female wise, went in there believe it or not, went into the men's room and handled that situation. And she just said, I just need you with a mop and a clean bucket and sanitizer and just take care of it, Mitch. And I was like, okay. And I took care of it because he left a trail going to the restroom.
Oh.
And it was so unfortunate, but it
That
was an
poor
older
old
fella
man.
who just couldn't hold it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that
eight,
happens.
18 years old, what are you going to do? I mean, 18
Yeah.
years old, I'm going, I'm not talking.
Right.
Nowadays, being in my late 40s,
You have
I
more
would have,
understanding, compassion.
I would have been in that bathroom
Yeah.
with baby wipes and something
Right.
else to try and help the guy out and be like,
Right.
look, dude, it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But, back then, who the hell knows?
Yeah.
Who the hell knows?
Yeah. The other thing I remember for a public restroom thing, it happened around here recently again, was like maybe a couple years ago. I remember it was in a women's stall at one of the Walmarts. There was someone who was injecting themselves with drugs, and they wiped off their needles inside the toilet paper. I don't know how they got the thing open, like
Yeah.
in the thing of toilet paper that's on the side. I'm like,
Oh, jeez.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never
Yeah,
had
I don't
anybody.
know.
I don't think I've ever had anybody OD in their restrooms or anything like that.
Yeah.
Luckily, the majority of the restrooms that from the retail stores that I worked at, especially with Rite Aid,
Mhm.
the restrooms were usually in the back room, so customers had to ask, and so sometimes you could be like, "Yeah, the restroom's out of order. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
And I know that's cheesy, but then there's a couple people like, "No, I gotta go," and you are supposed to supply one. Okay, you can go in there, but it ain't pretty.
Yeah.
Just warn them ahead of time.
Rather than have another mess on the floor that you have to clean up, like, okay, just go ahead and go. Like, whatever.
Right, exactly. So, hey,
Um,
those things happen,
It
and I
happens.
get it.
Yeah.
But, for the most part, yeah, guys, I don't understand it. If you're going to treat this public restroom, look, if you're going to go and get it all over the walls and stuff like that, have some common courtesy and tell someone, or just say, you know what, I messed up y'all's bathroom. I am so sorry. Here's $20. Go get it clean. I don't know.
$20. Yeah, sure.
Or can't you give me the supplies? I will clean it myself. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
At the very least, just go up to somebody and say, like, hey, you'll want to get someone in that bathroom, like, immediately.
Right, exactly.
I'm sorry. Have a good day.
Exactly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Other than that,
Yes. On to the better stuff.
yeah, so we don't have much time left, but you remember the good customers and enjoy seeing them as repeat customers. We already talked about that.
Yeah.
Working retail makes you appreciate retail work long after you leave. I mean, I'm sure
Yes.
we both have a huge appreciation for retail.
Yes.
And then the customer is not always right. Straight up.
No, they're not, but you
no.
have to spin it in a way
Yeah.
that they don't feel like
Right.
they're wrong.
to put it in a different way, assume the customer is right until it's plain beyond all question that he is not. So treat
Yeah,
them as they
that's a
are
good way to
right
put it.
until you realize they aren't. All right?
Yep.
But either way, that's going to do it for part 2 of Retail Work Revelations. When we
Yes.
come back, it'll be our reimagined second segment, The Coffee Table. We'll be right back. A coffee table book is designed primarily for display and casual perusal, rather than to be read from cover to cover. These books showcase topics that act as a conversation starter for guests. This is the Google AI overview for what is a coffee table book. Each week we read and discuss such books with or without the coffee. Pull out a chair and take a seat at the coffee table. All right, so everybody, welcome to the first recording for season 2 for our new segment, the coffee table. You got your coffee ready to go, Mitch? I got mine.
I have water, sir. It's a little late for coffee.
All right. Well, they don't know I'm recording this.
Okay. Yeah, it's early in the morning. I got my coffee and creamer, bitch.
That's right.
I'm ready to go.
That's right. You know, Reach and I. Reference. No one knows
God!
Oh my God! Reach the kid, Scalman. Okay. Anyway, so our first book that we have for the coffee table is "That's Fucked Up. That's Not Right." A coffee table book you read while you wait to get motivated to do something else, get inspired to think and to laugh. This is by Joe Baglino. Joe Baglino. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Joe.
So this is just is a collection of essays, and they're all written in very relevant and in the manner that we speak today. It's a very interesting way he writes it. So here's the first one: living life like it was endless. Are we living life like it's a never-ending buffet, taking our sweet time to sample each dish? Or are we devouring each moment like it's the last slice of pizza at a party full of starving college students? How do you live life? Well, you already know the answer, don't you? You live your life like it will last forever. We're all guilty of standing in line behind someone who can't make up their mind at McDonald's. But do we really want to spend our whole life waiting for them to order? We procrastinate, postpone, and assume there will always be a tomorrow. But guess what? Life is not infinite, and if we don't start living like it, we'll sleepwalk through our days on a methodical jog to the grave. It seems like we live on a promise of forever that time has never made. So let's stop sacrificing our happiness for a dickhead boyfriend, whacked out girlfriend, or a job and a boss we utterly loathed. That was a little...
Wow.
Cheek. We wouldn't have the time to tolerate the crappy situation, the cramped existence, or the anxiety that daily pulsates through our bodies if we acknowledge we have one life on this rock and it is a quick one. We wouldn't have time to be afraid. Fear would be an unknown feeling. Gone be the days when fear ran our lives like a crazed clown manically driving a dump truck through our lives. There you go.
Okay.
We would live entirely and wholeheartedly in the present, and all dumb things that bother us wouldn't even tickle our contemplation. When was the last time we really and truly lived in the present? Well, because we have been going about our lives like tomorrow is completely guaranteed, the present is meaningless, and we can safely save happiness for another day far up in the future. So he goes on to a couple more paragraphs, but it's like, all right, so do you live in a moment? Do you try to?
I try to, but at the same time, I am also patient.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be courteous to other people. I try to, but at the same time, I try to live in the moment. I guess, I guess sometimes I do.
Well, I mean, I always am wary, and I'm always aware of the whole concept of Carpe Diem. Live life to the fullest, seize the day.
Yes,
right.
Sure.
I mean, because you never know what's going to be. When's going to be your last moment. Not to be morbid, but we are living on, some people would say, borrowed time, right? Because everyone has a certain amount of time to live on this earth, and to think that time is endless, especially when you're like in your 20s and you think nothing can happen to you. That's when it's like, all right, let's reel this in a bit. Like when you get older, you start to realize, oh, time is finite, and we need to
Yes,
make the
time
most
is
of it.
absolutely finite. My
Yeah,
dad and I were just having that discussion as well about how we
right,
were getting older. I mean,
right.
my dad is in his mid 70s. I
Mm-hmm.
am almost at 50. Next year I will be 50.
Mm-hmm.
No, wait a minute. No, next year I'll be 49.
Yep,
Sorry.
I'm on my way to
Um,
40.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we both washed
Yeah.
3 cars yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We started around 9 and we finished around, say, 1. And the quality of work from the car 1 to car 2 to car 3
Yeah.
went downhill. Well, car 1 and
Mm-hmm.
car 2 was really good. My car, which is car 3, turned to shit. And that's no offense to my dad or even myself, but we were both exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
After washing cars for 4 hours, we
Mm-hmm.
were exhausted. We didn't want to do that
Mm-hmm.
anymore. And I'm just like, Dad, I could be paying somebody to do this. He said, yeah, but we wouldn't be able to spend time together and do that. And I
That's
was like, you
true.
know what? You're
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
right. And
Mm-hmm.
I loved every minute of it
Yeah.
because I got a 48-year-old man got to spend time with his 76, 77-year-old father, I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
78-year-old father, something
Mm-hmm.
like that. And we BS'd about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We listened to football,
That's a
so
wonderful thing.
it was a wonderful thing. And you
Mm-hmm.
know what? I would not trade that in
Yes.
for $1 million.
Yes, and then so I'm sure at the same time you're also thinking about your own son, your own daughters that you want to
Yep,
spend as much time with them too. Because the same
absolutely.
thing, I think that's the one of the most important things in life is to realize those connections with your parents are like so critical,
Absolutely,
like
and it's
throughout your
times
life.
like that
Yeah,
that make me realize that life is short because
short.
I can remember doing that same thing with my dad when
Mm-hmm.
I was 8 years old.
And then
Okay,
probably being like, "Why are we doing this? I don't want to
Oh,
do this."
oh, I'd
Yeah.
go out, I'd give him a hand for a little bit, and he
Uh-huh.
probably got annoyed with me and kicked me back in the house. Go
Yeah,
on, I'm
I
taking care
mean
of this.
that's kind of what everybody goes to. I mean, there's
Yep,
plenty of people out there who have like just hold the flashlight steady, hold it
right,
steady. I'll just go
right.
back in the house. Like,
Exactly,
yeah, exactly. And then you
exactly.
realize like, oh, it's more. He didn't really need your help. Maybe he did, but most times he didn't need your help. He was just like, all right,
Right,
let's just bond over something. And
exactly.
that's the thing. That's
So
I don't
that
think
was
really.
seizing the moment, I
Yeah,
think.
seizing the
To
moment.
me, that was kind of seizing the moment. And
Yes.
it's times like that that I'm like, I cherish and I want to make sure that I continue to
Mm-hmm.
do that as long as he is alive. Because
Yes.
I am thankful for that. At
Mm-hmm.
the same time, I can also be jealous when he is spending other time with other family members, with other siblings, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
or things like that. There are moments of jealousy, but I then look at that and say, you know what? That's time for them. I have time for me with him. He has time for them with
Mm-hmm.
him. And I should not be jealous of that. And I'm not. I try not to be.
Mm-hmm.
And ironically enough, Saturday I went to a football game with my sister. We went and saw ODU Monarchs play against North Carolina Central. My
Okay.
wife and I, my sister, and my brother-in-law. First time ever that we all went to a football game.
Oh.
And it was a blast. We had so much fun. We got
Mm-hmm.
to do tailgating with an old friend of the family, if you will, that we've known. I've known these people for, God, you know, almost all my life, Jay. I mean, we're
Mm-hmm.
talking 30 plus years or so,
Wow.
something like that. So I
Okay.
got to reminisce with him a little bit. Of course, he didn't sit next to us at the stadium. But we tailgated with him. I had a blast. I loved every moment of it. It was so much
Mm-hmm.
fun. I can't trade that for anything. I cannot. And my sister was like, "Hey, do you want to do this again?" And we immediately said, "Yes, please. We would love to do it again. Let us
Yeah.
know when the next one's available, and we will happily come. We want to do stuff like that, and it's
Right.
just it's exciting. It's fun. Who doesn't want to do stuff like that? Now,
Yeah.
are you seizing the day?
I'm trying to seize the day. I mean, here's the thing. Like, right. I mean, I think, uh, for me and for a lot of people, like we go through life and we just kind of get stuck in a rut and we do the
Sure.
same things day in and day out. Sometimes you forget to slow down, like smell the roses and
That's right.
and notice what's going on around you because you get that tunnel vision and you keep going and you just keep doing the same thing day over day because you're used to it. That's your habit. That's your rhythm.
That's right.
But I mean, so there's nothing wrong with a little bit of variation to try and bring new stuff. Like like the first time I went to to bring up an older subject. to an escape room. That was new. That was different. That was challenging the mind and activating things in my mind that I haven't used in a while.
Sure.
Because, you know who uses like problem solving skills to that degree. Like when you're doing an escape room, that to me, new experiences are very much a part of seizing the day, of that carpe diem effect that this guy is talking about in his book.
And when was the last time you went to an escape room, sir?
Let's see. Last time I went to an escape room was on my birthday. So that was back in May this year, and that was to the one that we talked about before, Apex. We did the prison escape. We didn't make it. We almost made it.
Aww.
But and that was with 3 people. And I would say we're not dumbos. We're pretty smart people.
Yet
that was hard, because there's a part in there. I'm not trying to spoil anything, but there's a part in there that you had. There's a T-shirt that you need to fold in a certain way, and and to get a pattern, and the pattern wasn't coming out for us.
I see.
That's what the problem was, and I hate that kind of thing when it's like what the answer's supposed to be, but it's just operational. It's the same reason why I hate when they have like combination locks. It's like, I don't remember how to use a freaking combination lock, and then they have to remind you how to do it. It's like the part that gets you stuck in an escape room should not be an operational thing. It should just be a thing of logic, not the fact that you don't know what to do. It's the fact that that you don't actually know what to do next. It's the fact that
you know what to do, but the operation of
it, getting it to do
you due to the fact that you have not done it in so long.
Right.
Some of these things are just not like riding a bike. It's like, okay, now I got to remember, go this way, pass, go this way, pass, and you're like, seriously, guys, you're making me try to do something that I did 20 years ago. I don't remember how to. I don't even know if I could open up a combination lock at this point in my life right now or not. I would need probably about 10 or 15 tries before I finally got it down. I can remember, God, this was, let's see, my son is 23 now, so 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago, he got a lock because he needed a lock for school, to lock his locker for like gym class or something like that, and I could not open that lock to save my life. I couldn't do it. My wife, no problem. She did it just fine. I finally got it after like 2 days of trying. And strangely enough, my son, if I asked him right now, I bet he'd still remember the combination of that lock, even though he doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah,
I know, it's weird. It's absolutely strange.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah. Yeah, are we seizing the moment is really what it comes up to.
Are we seizing the moment? Are we living up to Carpe Diem? And I think a lot of people probably are not. Your average everyday person you meet on the street is probably going about doing the same thing they do every day with very little, because people are creatures of habit.
Absolutely.
And they're going to do what they've always done, for better or for worse.
Agreed. Agreed. And I fall into that play. Fall into that same trap myself. Mm-hmm. We all do. We all do. You have that routine in your life, and you're used to doing said routine, and then
it's not necessarily a bad thing,
right?
But no, it could be better in that, I think that's what this guy's really trying to get at. It's just that, we all have that tunnel vision, and we need to break out of that and realize what's going on around us and be open to new opportunities.
Different. Yeah. Try something different, try something different. Take a walk, eat something different.
Take a walk on the wild side. Yeah. Born to be wild. Yeah.
I tried something different when I went out of town for both of my courses that I had to take for my new job. I was in San Antonio, and I was also in Webster, New York, which is just outside of Rochester. And I came across this gentleman who is vegan. Well, he is plant-based. Don't ask me the difference. I can't not tell you the difference. But he said that he is not a vegan. He is a plant-based. He is a plant-based person.
I thought the same thing. Okay, whatever.
Okay. I don't know the specifics. I did not ask him the differences.
Okay.
And he also says that he does not have a girlfriend because a girlfriend to him is demeaning. He has a life partner.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Again, a bit different
Yeah.
from my perspective. However, I understand when he explained it to me
Yeah.
in that
I
fashion.
get what
I
he's getting at.
understand. I
Yeah.
get what he's getting at. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to label a woman as a girl because a
Yeah.
girl is a girl. It's a young
Yeah.
girl, a young lady, if you will.
Sure.
He is dating a woman, and he is no longer really dating her because that is his partner, and that is
Okay.
his life partner, and that's what he chooses to call
Fair
her.
enough, man. All
And I
right.
think that's awesome.
All
Okay,
right.
I
Yeah.
once he explained it to me that way, I
Yeah.
understand it. That's fine. But he is plant based.
Plant
I
based.
have never eaten plant based or vegan food. I'll just say vegan to be simple.
Hmm.
I've never had vegan food in my life until I met him.
Okay.
And I tried it. I stepped outside of my comfort box and I tried. My first vegan place was at a taco place
Okay.
that served vegan tacos, but it was like processed stuff that was like not really meat. It was fake meat. And I had carne asada taco, which is a steak, and then I had a chicken taco.
Hmm.
Delicious. Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. I literally walked up to that counter and said, "You all make really good food for something that is not meat. I have never
Huh.
had vegan food before. It was
You literally
delicious."
said that to them?
Yes.
Oh, okay. How
Yes.
they how they take that? They're like, oh, all
They
right.
they were like, "Wow, thank you very much. We appreciate
Okay.
that. Good for you for trying something new, stuff
Yeah.
like that." I
Fair
was
enough.
like, "Yeah, absolutely. It was delicious." And then
Mm-hmm.
since then, from that day, I think we went another location and I tried some other plant-based food or vegan food, if you will, and it was
Mm-hmm.
okay. It was okay. Not as good as
Mm-hmm.
the first one, but the second one was okay.
There's a great like not convention, like a festival that goes on called it's called Veg Fest. I think it still
Yeah.
goes on. It's
Okay.
in the Chesapeake area. I can't remember exact
Okay.
dates, but that's a great convention because I
Okay.
went there once with my
Hmm.
sister, oldest sister, and that's when she was working for um, Hope for Life
Okay.
Animal Rescue, right?
Gotcha.
And she was part of the community outreach or volunteers program, whatever. And she like the uh, she I don't know if she was the administrator of it, but seems
Okay.
like she was very high up there for their community outreach type stuff. So
Gotcha.
in any case, we went there and she had two dogs, and it's a very fun thing, and they have an amazing because it's all about being vegan. They have an amazing
Sure.
food truck like alley and like fantastic things. That's when I first went to I first discovered Bodacious Bakehouse, which is a
Okay.
great. They have an actual brick and mortar restaurant over in Virginia Beach on Virginia Beach Boulevard. That's a fantastic place, and they have a great barbecue chicken pizza, but it's not
Oh,
actual chicken. It's made with the
right.
Gardein stuff, but it
Right.
tastes delicious. I
Okay.
had that thing. I was like, and then there was like a great vegan, like jerk chicken place. I can't remember the
Really?
name. That was fantastic. And, tons of delicious vegan, like pastries and from bakeries
Sure.
that were around the area. And just,
Sure.
I mean, just fantastic food. But yeah, if anybody ever wants to try some really good, vegan stuff, but they're not sure where to start, I would recommend Veg Fest. That's in Chesapeake, Virginia. That's a
Gotcha.
great festival. I think it's still happening. I'm not sure. I only
Yeah,
went to
I couldn't.
once,
I couldn't
but it was
tell you.
delicious. It was
I
delicious.
honestly, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. In any case.
So, well, to add a little more to that, to get back to the subject,
Mm-hmm.
when I was at Webster, he was also there as well. So it was just he and I
Mm-hmm.
doing the training class that we were in. It was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be a group of like 6 people, and somehow just dwindled down to the two of us. Don't have a clue why, but it's just the two of us, and it's just the two of us and the trainer.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "Hey, man, did you want to still try some vegan food?" And I said, "Absolutely." I enjoyed what I had down in San Antonio. I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking that I would find something here. He says, "Well, I've already been here once because he had another training course the month prior, and so he scoped out the area and kind of knew some of the places to go and eat." And I tried I think I had like 3 or 4 vegan dishes
Okay.
that time that I was there. With the exception of one, they were delicious. They were absolutely delicious. Jay, I had one. I
Mm.
ordered, and I could send you a photo of it, but it literally is loaded fries. It looked like
Mm.
chili cheese fries.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and it was huge. It was $12 for this big thing of chili cheese fries, and it
Okay.
was in downtown Rochester. And I can't think of the name of it. I have to think about it for a little bit or pull up my work phone to find it or whatever, which I don't have on me, so I'm not going to.
All right.
And that was $12. And then I had a 6-inch meatball sub that was more like 8-inch meatball sub. That was $10 plus a soda and a tip. It was like $35 for this meal. I could not finish the chili cheese fries. They had a different kind of a taste to it.
Okay.
But they were delicious. The fries are fries, okay? They were homemade fries. Kind of like, remember Boardwalk fries from back in the day?
Yes.
It tasted like Boardwalk fries.
Okay.
But it was absolutely delicious. It was absolutely delicious. It was so good. I could not eat the meatball sub. It was so I had so much of the chili cheese fries that I could not eat the meatball sub in that sitting. So I took it back to the hotel. I then had breakfast the next morning, and I had a couple of bites of breakfast, and I'm like, this is just not. It doesn't taste good. It's the hotel breakfast, and it wasn't that good. I had the meatball sub that morning.
Yeah.
Oh my god, delicious. And it was vegan, and I was like, "That was so freaking good." He was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "It's believe it or not, it's sometimes better than you think." Not good for me at all, honest to God.
Not good for you?
Well, with the bread and the sauce and all that kind of stuff, it's still it's still fat stuff.
Yeah, sure.
You're still taking in it still had plenty of calories and cholesterol and all that.
Yeah, just because vegan doesn't mean it's healthy. Yeah.
That's right. Just because he had chicken wings and they were deep fried.
Yeah. Okay.
So hey, guess what, buddy? You know what I mean?
Yep.
But it was so good.
Okay.
It was really good. Then I had another one another night, and it was just okay. It wasn't that great. It was like it's called a lentil loaf, which is lentil beans.
Yeah.
Made into like a patty, and it wasn't that great. It really wasn't. But he loved that restaurant because he was there before and said it was delicious, and I was just like, whatever, man, it's cool. I indulged him, but at the same time, he indulged me as well. Yeah. Because he let me try. I went out of my comfort zone that whole time, so I was like, yeah, let's just live in the moment. Yeah. And I just said, you know what, the heck with it. We're gonna just go all out and try these things and see how they are. Awesome. And he was very cool with it, and that was when we also found Chuck's Arcade.
Okay.
That was where we were. Yeah, that's where we found Chuck's Arcade. Of course, we went
to PF Carpe Diem again to go to Chuck's Arcade. Okay.
That's right. That's exactly right. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I have to do this. And believe it or not, he was like, what is up with this? And so I had to sit there and explain to him the whole story of where Chuck's Arcade had come from and the article and everything else. And then I referenced him to Lumpy and Latkes, and he said, hey, I wouldn't mind listening to an episode. I said, sure, buddy, why not? So we listened to, it took us 2.5, 3 days to listen to one episode because the majority of the places that we went were only like 5-10 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
So, and some of our episodes, can last like 2 hours, man.
Yes, they can.
So, but yeah, it was great. So yes, seize the day.
Okay, yeah.
Make an opportunity for yourself, I guess is the right way of looking at this whole, paragraph that
be open to new opportunities that are out there.
That's
for
right.
You. Have your eyes open.
That's right. Don't close it out. Which also means to you, Jay, you've got to open up some other opportunities for yourself.
Oh yeah.
You've been saying before, how's job hunting going?
Oh, it's going. I mean, I got applications out there. I figured out that LinkedIn actually has a lot better postings than I thought they would because I'm looking at their postings like, because LinkedIn is different in the way that they offer you jobs and that it's based off your profile, and if your profile is set up correctly, it's really accurate with the stuff that you're like able to do.
Absolutely,
which is really
cool. So has that opened up a few more avenues for you?
Yes, it has. But enough about all that because we got to do one more segment in here.
Okay.
Because we've gone on this one for a little while, longer than I thought. But
we had good discussion.
Of course, that's what it's all about.
That's right.
Next book that we're going to go over is 5-Minute Mysteries, 37 Challenging Cases of Murder and Mayhem for You to Solve by Ken Weber. So this is the one that you might want to have, if anybody's listening at home, you can also play along to. This is one that people might want to take notes. So the notepad app, whatever. Because this goes on for a bit and the answers to these mysteries is within the story. So, all right. So here's the first one. An early morning murder at 13 Humberview. Police Constable Michael Caledon picked his way gingerly around the piles of gravel and dirt and dust-covered debris strewn about by the road repair crew. Buffing his black shoes to the proper wattage each morning was his least favorite activity, and he had no intention of wasting the effort in his first call of the day. He'd parked the patrol car farther away than necessary for the same reason, to keep it clean. When the crew started up at, he looked at his watch, 7 o'clock, only 9 minutes away, there would be plenty of dirt and noise. He'd seen this bunch move in yesterday to rip up the street. So complete was his concentration that he found himself on the little flagstone walk at 13 Humber View before he realized it. That surprise, coupled with his sudden awareness that the old lady was sitting on the porch waiting for him, must have showed on his face, for Mrs. Van Naw this explained very sweetly. I always have my coffee on the porch in this nice weather. Sometimes I even get out before the sun is over those trees. We'll have to go inside today, though. There's not much point in being out here when they start. She waved at the silent machinery on the street. What do you take in your coffee, young man? Michael used the 3 short strides up the walk to gather himself. Good morning. He held out his hands. I'm here to get... What do you take in your coffee? I have some muffins, too, that my neighbor made. Michael didn't drink coffee, but how did he say no to such a nice old lady? Just half a cup, please, and milk. Lots of milk. That was how. Excuse me then, I'll be right back. Mrs. Van Naw got up, shuffled over to the screen door, and went inside. Michael was having real trouble controlling his surprise. The lady was not behaving at all like a bereaved widow. 4 days earlier, in fact, at just this time, his watch now said 6:54. Her husband had been shot in their bed. He was also surprised by how well she spoke. Mrs. Van Naw was deaf, at least according to Sergeant Cosman. Michael had been sent because he was the best on the force at signing. So far, that skill had been entirely superfluous. His surprise was not diminished in the least when Mrs. Van Naw came back out the door saying, No doubt you're wondering how we're able to communicate so easily. Well, I wasn't always deaf. Not until my accident 2 years ago. Here's your copy, Constable. I can sign. Are you the one they said would come because you can sign? There's not much need. I'm pretty good at lips. You get good. You have to. Besides, everybody always says the same things to old ladies anyway. Her smile grew even sweeter. Michael was so charmed he was almost able to ignore the taste of coffee. My other little trick, she lowered her voice conspiratorially. Now don't you tell anybody, Constable. Her smile grew wider and even more irresistible. My other little trick is I do all the talking. People don't mind if old ladies prattle on now, do they? Now you want to know about all these... Now you want to know all about poor Alvin, don't you? I don't know why. I told those other nice policemen everything. Poor Alvin. We were only married 3 years, you see. He was my third husband. Without realizing it, Michael bit into a second muffin. He didn't say a word, as Mrs. Van Nock continued. It happened when I was having my coffee here, just like this. It was a beautiful day, one of those extra special summer days. You know, clear, quiet, warm. Of course, I couldn't hear the shot, so poor Alvin, with a raucous cough, the first of the diesel engines started out on the street, followed by another, then a third, filling the air with a blend of aggressive clatter. The operators held the throttles open not just to warm up their machines, but to also ensure that everyone in hearing distance could be awake to appreciate their efforts. Mrs. Van Naw winced. The early morning breeze had brought the exhaust fumes onto the porch. Come, she shouted over the din. We'll go inside. Would you carry the muffins? Michael picked up the plate and followed her. How he thought to himself, how on earth am I going to tell Sergeant Cosman that such a sweet old lady is a liar? What has tipped Michael Caledon to the realization that Mrs. Van Naw may not be all she pretends?
That's that. I think because of the fact that in her comment, she said she heard the 3 shots.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking too. 3 shots, and then also she winced, which they said is due to the exhaust fumes. But I mean, the diesel engine is firing on the street. I mean, if you can hear that, I mean, she's supposed to be deaf.
That's right.
right?
She's supposed to be deaf, but how could she hear the diesel engines firing up as well? Mm-hmm.
That's what's flagging me for that. I mean,
yeah, that and the 3 shots. She knew
yeah,
that
the 3 shots for sure. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
she said like, yeah. How does she know there were 3 shots? Let's see here. Where's that in this here? Let's see. You get good. You have to go reader. Okay, yeah. We were only married 3 years. He was my 3rd husband. It happened when I was having my coffee here, just like this. It was a beautiful day. Of course, I couldn't hear the shot. Okay. Wait a minute.
She said, of course, I couldn't hear the shot, but read on.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Where's the part that she said? Where does it say that she heard the shot?
I thought she did. I thought it did say.
I thought she said that too. I'm looking through here.
Yeah, it was towards her rambling.
Yeah. I always like. I don't think she said that.
Well, I knew she said something about the diesel engine.
Yeah, that for sure. Because when the rackets coughed, the first of the diesel engine started out on the street, followed by another and a third.
Brought by another and then a third.
Yeah, that's what
that's the shots.
Yeah, that's the shots of the diesel engines from the construction workers out front working on whatever they were doing.
Or it could be the gunshots.
No, I mean filling the air with aggressive clatter. The operators held the throttles open to warm up their machines.
Okay.
So yeah, and then she winced then. So
yep.
Then it said something about the exhaust fumes. I think she winced before the exhaust fumes. I think she heard that noise, and that's what caused her to. Yep. But let's see what the answer is, because we can go right to the back here. Yeah. Oh. Okay, I didn't catch that one. So here's the answer: a deaf person would not react to ambient noise by raising her voice to compensate for it. Yeah, she did raise her voice.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but wouldn't you? I don't know. That's true though, because wouldn't a deaf person also if they knew construction was going on? Wouldn't you raise? Well, no, that's true because she lowered her voice at 1st, and then raised it.
That's right. Yeah. She lowered her voice and then raised her voice. Yep. Yeah. She wouldn't know the pitch of her voice. She wouldn't be able to ascertain how high or how loud or how soft it would be. All right, so we got that one wrong.
And then she said, quite likely Mrs. Van Naal can hear, and if so, would find it difficult to explain why she did not hear the gunshot that killed poor Alvin while she was supposedly on the porch. So, I totally missed that part.
Yeah, I missed that too.
Yeah, maybe it's just in my reading. I'll get better at reading these. Because I should have done a different voice, which, people would do that. Because this is meant for, car trips and stuff, which I guess you would be more into. It's like, my poor Alvin. It sounds like one of our coworkers that I make fun of. But anyway, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because, where the rackets coughed, the first of the diesel engine started out on the street, followed by another, then a third. And then Mrs. Van Naal winced, and come, she shouted over the din. We'll go inside. Would you carry them up? Yeah, she shouted at the exact moment. Because before that, she was whispering when she was saying that's me. I didn't portray it right.
That's okay. That's
all right. We'll get better at this. This is my first one reading it.
Yeah.
It's my fault. So, play along again next time, folks. It'll be better. That's right. I'll get more into it. Maybe I'll read it beforehand. That way I know what I'm getting into.
Leave a comment if you got it right.
Yeah, leave a comment if you got it right. Maybe you caught it even with my bad reading. I don't know.
That's right.
But yeah, she said my other little trick, she lowered her voice conspiratorially. Yeah, she did lower her voice. So she would have still been, if she didn't know.
How would she know how to lower her voice?
Yeah, she wouldn't know that she would go back up after that. Yeah. Especially yelling over the din of engines. Yeah.
That's right. I thought it was the gunshots.
I know. Apologize. That's my fault. I didn't read it right.
Yeah, it's okay.
If I was a better reader, we would have gotten it. But anyway,
you're just such a terrible reader, Jay.
I'm a terrible reader.
I promise you.
I know. I mean, you hear me every time that we do the this you call news. But anyway,
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, we'll get better. We'll get there. It's all right. It's the first one. First season there. First episode of the season 2.
That's right.
We'll get there. We'll get there at some point, or maybe we'll just scrap it all together. I don't know.
We'll just burn the book.
We'll burn the book. We'll burn it when we're on that bridge. Yes,
That's
or
right.
burn the bridge when we're on it. That's what I always say.
That's right. We're going to burn the bridge while we have the book in our hands.
That's right.
That's right.
Why are we burning bridges? I don't know. Just because it's funny.
Yep, that's right. We love burning bridges. No, we do not.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. We
Not
like
at all.
We like asking questions to three goats passing over the bridge. Well, you can pass this bridge if you answer me these riddles three.
What is your name? What is your quest? What is the capital of Astoria?
I was going to go with what goes up a chimney down and down a chimney up?
Smoke?
An umbrella.
That's
a British ass question.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mary Poppins.
Yeah, because you have your umbrella down, and it can go down the chimney. You have I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's a weird ass
That's
British
a weird
question.
riddle. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where I got it from. Somebody had that. I don't know.
That's a weird one.
But anyway, when we come back, we will be with
this
you call news. Some things never change.
That's
anyway,
right.
We'll be right back, folks. And now it's time for This You Call News. And here with our article for This You Call News is Mitch of Olympia Latkes. Mitch.
Thank you, Jay. This article came to us from People magazine, dated September 8th. Dad breaks his silence after fellow Phillies fan demanded home run ball from his young son. I'm still in disbelief. The father, involved in the drama surrounding a woman who demanded a home run ball during a Philadelphia Phillies game, is breaking his silence. Drew Feltwell and his young son Lincoln attended the match between the Phillies and the Miami Marlins on September 5th when a home run hit by Harrison Bader came their way at the Lone Depot Park. Several fans attempted to grab the ball, but Drew was able to secure it, and he walked over to give it to Lincoln, dropping it in his glove and giving him a big hug. However, the dad was met with opposition from another baseball fan who grabbed his arm and appeared to berate him, as seen in video footage that has since gone viral. Now speaking with NBC 10 Philadelphia, Drew said he was attending the MLB game with his wife, daughter, and son Lincoln to mark the child's 10th birthday. We're just trying to make this week about him, he told the outlet of his preteen. I felt like Super Dad, putting that ball in his glove and giving him a hug. Explaining that he is still in disbelief that she walked down there like that, Drew told NBC Philadelphia he is instead more focused on, quote, just trying to set an example of how to de-escalate a situation in front of my son, end quote. In viral videos shared online from the altercation, the upset Phillies fan could be heard telling Drew, that was ours. You took it from me, the woman told the father, adding, you took it from me. That was in my hands. After a few seconds of arguing, Drew could be seen giving in to the upset fan, reaching into his son's glove for the baseball and giving it to the woman. Fine, he said, according to the fan capture clip, prompting the woman to respond back with the same. Despite the less than ideal interaction, an employee at the stadium later brought Lincoln a gift bag, as seen in footage that was shared online. The boy also got to meet Bader, 31, himself after the game, and the Phillies center fielder gave Lincoln a signed bat. We ended up having a good night because of good people, Drew told NBC 10 Philadelphia. I wish I had the ball for my son to put in his room next to the bat, but if I had the ball, I probably wouldn't have gotten the bat, so it worked out fine. And though he added that putting the ball in his glove and then taking it back out killed me, Drew said he would still respect the woman if she came forward, apologized, and returned the item. I hope that ball means a lot to her, he told the local outlet. Man.
Oh man, what a
So
bitch! What a
we
bitch!
we so we've watched the video, Jay.
We
We've
watched
seen
it.
it several times. Put
Yep,
it in slow mo.
yep.
We've tried. I mean, there
We
was.
analyzed it like nobody's business.
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Yeah. Huge playback. Great. Yeah.
Like nobody's
Like
business.
nobody.
I analyzed it better than
Yeah.
even my own CIA director. Oh
Yeah.
man.
No, but yeah, we watched the video and it clearly shows she did not have that ball in
Right.
her hands at any
I,
time.
I was trying to find the other video for it though, because it did show a video from a viewer from a person in the stands there from a different
Mm-hmm.
angle, if you will, and it
Mm-hmm.
looked to me like she could have had her hand on it from that angle,
Yep.
and that maybe I don't know it was taken out of his hands or not, but I can't find that video anymore.
Yeah.
However, just from the initial video that you see, it does not
Yeah.
look
It doesn't
like
look like
he
it.
took it out of her hands
Yeah.
at all in any way, shape, or
There's a
form.
questionable point where the hands go behind the seats of the bleachers, and that's when
Right.
you're like, all right, maybe there.
Right.
But from the video you see and playing it super slow mo, it
Right.
does not look like she had the video
Nope.
the ball
Not
in
at
her
all.
hands at any time. No.
Yeah, not at all. So I think the kid, and I think the commentators on
Mm-hmm.
that baseball game said it best.
Mm-hmm.
That she was, being a dork.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just
Like the
unbelievable that someone would go to that length. Like, I mean, I guess I don't know. It's just like, yeah, a ball that goes into the stands
right,
is a fun thing. It's something you
right,
want to have. It's it's a great thing to have as a keepsake for
sure.
such an event. But after an altercation like that, would you really still want the ball?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
if somebody came up to me and was like demanding it and stuff like that, I
yeah,
think I would tell them to piss up a rope,
yeah.
probably.
I mean, more
But
power to the dad for saying like, yeah, I'm trying to show my son how to de-escalate the situation because clearly
yeah,
that was a
he
stupid
was the better
situation that needed
man.
to be. Yeah, it just really sucks for his son. But then again, his son got the better end of the night because he got that ball,
I
that bag of stuff, and
I think
yeah,
Yep, I think justice was served,
just his son.
and she got to eat crow in the end of all of
Yeah,
this. Absolutely
yeah,
got to eat crow, and I think it is a wonderful thing that it
mm-hmm,
turned out the way it did.
yep,
And yeah, somebody had commented to me as well that he could possibly be going to the World Series, but I didn't read anything about that yet, so
yeah,
I don't really know 100% certain. But we'll see. We'll
yeah,
see if there's more to it or not. And
yeah.
I would love to see the lady come forward and be apologetic.
It does
But I
not
don't
look
think
like
it will
it
happen.
because I mean, it's unconfirmed, but like, yeah, I think I found the lady on Instagram, and
Yep.
she only has a few things on there, but
Yep.
she does not seem apologetic whatsoever. And
Yeah.
all she seems to be saying is, "My name is blah blah, not Karen," because they keep calling her Karen, but she is a Karen.
Gotcha.
We're not going to put her name out there because we're not trying to start a hate thing against her.
No,
I
not
mean,
at all.
it's not hard to find her name anyway. You just look at the article and you can find it really quick. I found it quick
She
without
has
any
she
research.
has already done something that she
Yeah,
probably regrets at this point.
I don't
And
know if she does.
if she doesn't, then that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. But here's the thing.
Hmm.
In the grand scheme of things,
Mm.
it's a $5 baseball at the
Yeah,
most.
yeah.
Not even signed. It's not
Not
even
even
signed
signed.
by the
Not even
person that
signed.
hit the home run.
Yeah.
And, whoever it was that hit the home run, which I'm assuming was
Yeah.
Bader himself that hit the home run.
Hmm.
Okay, he got a signed baseball bat by him. I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty freaking cool.
That's pretty
What did
great.
she get? She got a baseball.
She got a baseball.
Yay, you can do what with it? Are you going to go play baseball? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, if you were desperate enough for a baseball, then just go to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, and that's fine. I myself as a kid wasn't involved in a situation like that. However, I remember I was a Baltimore Orioles game and I was way up in the upper deck area, down first base line, way down first base, more towards the outfield, and a fly ball came through. And I just had a camp counselor sitting right next to me, and he literally like leaped out of his seat, and the ball hit right into the seat. And I was sitting right there next to this ball, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And he scooped it right up. scooped it right up, and wound up giving it to the kid next to him. Not me, but the kid on the other side of him. And I was like, that's fine, no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. Again, it's a father-son thing. It's a pastime thing. I mean, I get it. If you're that much into freaking baseball about it, then I guess maybe if you think that ball is yours and he took it, fine, go right ahead.
It's just people. You need to watch this video and see how she goes about it because it's just wrong. She's upset that the ball is taken. That ball is what she claims taken away from her, and then she storms down to this man with his family, and this dude is just like, whoa, what the hell? And he's just taken completely by surprise, and she's yelling at him right in his freaking face, and then he's like, you know what? And he reaches in the kid's hand, unfortunately, takes the ball out and says, "Here, have it."
He's like, fine. I'm not trying. I'm not
trying to have.
I'm not trying to have this. We're not trying to have an argument.
We're not trying to do all this on when I'm trying to celebrate my son's 10th birthday. We're not.
That's right. That's right.
So,
and ironically enough, within the broadcast, even the guys in the booth, the commentators at the booth, saying, "Hey, somebody from the Marlins should go down there and give him something or whatever." Right. And would you know it? They did. Then afterwards, the baseball player gave him as well a signed baseball bat. I mean, come on, dude, that was freaking great, man.
That's a great thing. To be fair, that's just a PR stunt right there. I mean, to some effect, it's because you feel bad for the kid, but I mean, probably the powers that be are, everybody's watching what's going on, and it's like, oh well, there's a perfect opportunity for us to get some points in there with the kids by saying hey, we care about children. I mean, I'm sure there's more to it than that, obviously, but you can't deny that that's probably part of why they decided to do what they did.
So some of the comments, it's just so hilarious. Yeah, it's just, it's kind of funny. One person said, "I heard she was a teacher and fired over it. How can you be a teacher and treat a 10-year-old child like that?" Oh, give me a freaking break. Okay.
No, I hate when people do that kind of that kind of commentary on something. It's like, all right, you are making wild assumptions about nothing you know about, and now you're spreading these fake you're spreading fake news. It's like, let's not do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's look at the video for what it is and acknowledge this lady is a jerk. I mean, because clearly she's a jerk. And then, also acknowledge that, what's happened. If she comes forward to do something about it, great. She probably won't because she seems like a jerk. But at the end of the day, that kid had a good time in spite of that because he got that bag of goodies. He was there with his family, with his father, celebrating his 10th birthday, and he got a signed bat from the player who I believe hit that ball. So, he came up aces. So you know what? Everything's all well that ends well.
Yeah, absolutely. At least for the kid. I mean, karma's a bitch.
Yes, karma is a bitch.
I mean, I get it. You want to try and we talked about it, seizing the day. If that's what she felt like seizing, well, she seized it all right. But
she seized it.
Yep, she seized it all right. And I think somebody else got the better of it.
She let her heart rule her head. She should have stopped for a second, should I go over there and do this? No, probably not. But nope, she just let her emotions get the better of her, and maybe she does that often. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's one video, but in any case, she made the wrong call, and I think she's probably paying for it. Probably people have seen that video. People that she works with, wow, you're a dick.
Maybe you never know, man. You never know. So
yeah.
Yep. All right. So that's it for this article. Jay, what do we got for our next one?
Next one, sir, is from the New York Post, which is dubious, but whatever. Gen Z wants you to stop using this popular emoji. Here we go. If you want to avoid being considered passive-aggressive by a Gen Zer, think twice before sending that thumbs-up emoji. Emojis tend to have hidden meanings that have created confusion between generations, according to Keith Brony, the editor-in-chief of emoji reference website Emojipedia. Along with the thumbs up emoji, the crying with laughter emoji, and the slight smile face are some that Gen Z wants people to stop using, he explained. As with language, we should address who we are speaking to before sending them an emoji, Brony told Daily Mail. People from younger generations are trying to avoid the thumbs up emoji as they see it as passive aggressive and a low effort response. Another emoji Gen Z finds slightly passive-aggressive and highly performative is the slight smile face, Boney said, and suggests using an overly expressive emoji instead. Different generations have also used emojis for inside jokes too, the 32-year-old emoji expert said. Earlier this year, people on TikTok decided to replace the laughing emoji with a chair for no reason other than that it was a joke. It became a viral trend to use the chair as a laughter emoji, he said. There was no immediate substance as there is no relation between a chair and laughing. Gen Z recently ruled the thumbs up emoji as rude and hostile after a Reddit user confessed to being not adult enough to be comfortable with the thumbs up emoji reaction, and others agreed. For younger people, the thumbs up emoji is used to be really passive aggressive, a 24-year-old Redditor wrote. Young people tend to use the thumbs up emoji ironically, which causes miscommunication between generations, especially in the workplace. A recent survey suggested that people between the ages of 16 and 29 believe that you are officially old if you use certain emojis, including thumbs up, red heart, okay hand, and a check mark. Emojis are generally used in a positive emotional context and between peers for a sense of rapport, said Brony. Emojis are symbols of emotional intent and are used more often in positive situations, although he cautions to be careful when employing emojis in a workplace setting. If your boss and higher-ups use emojis to communicate, it's acceptable to use them back, but he suggests mirroring their communication style to be safe. In more serious and formal settings, emojis should usually be avoided, as it may not come across as not appreciating the gravity of a situation, Brony said. A recent study conducted by Adobe suggests the emoji blowing a heart kiss, the blushing smiley circled by hearts, and the heart-eyed emoji can make you more likable. Brony advises against replacing words with emojis. He like using the dress emoji instead of writing out the word dress in text. He also said emojis are becoming more popular than punctuation marks in text. While some emojis can be looked at as passive-aggressive, others have developed sexual innuendos. The eggplant, peach, water droplets, and devil smiling face all have sexual connotations and shouldn't be used out of context. Brony says it's proper emoji etiquette to make sure the person you're texting updated their phone and is able to see the emojis you're sending them. Before 2018, people with Samsung devices had a rolling eye emoji, which had a smirk and looked slightly suggesting. This was completely different to the iPhone equivalent, he noted.
So, oh my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, it is stupid. I mean, that's why we're talking about it. But, I mean, I see where they're coming from because you know, like we were talking about before, words, you know, things change their connotations all the time. Like back in the day, bad just straight up meant bad. Then when we got to the 80s, bad meant good. So that's where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's, I mean, I've definitely heard in South Korean pop culture, right? Going back to that because I know a little bit about that because I follow it. If someone's talking and you do 2 thumbs up to somebody, that means please stop talking. You're not. It's a passive aggressive thumbs up. It's like, yeah, that's a cool story, but you really need to stop.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they do all the time in like these variety shows and stuff. It's like, yeah, that's a cool story, bro. Stop talking. That's what it means. So yeah,
wow,
2 thumbs up.
Oh, okay. So I'm apparently out of it then because I never knew that whatsoever. I mean, 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up is a bad thing.
Okay, and yet I can recall back in my day before cell phones ever came out, Siskel and Ebert would give 2 thumbs up to the movie.
Yes, that's right. 2 thumbs up. Yes.
So what does that mean?
It means again that times are changing, and Gen Z has a different mindset than what people have had in the past. Every generation changes, man.
I guess so. I mean, sure, if that's the way you want to go about it, and sure.
I do think it's a little too overcritical thinking about those are passive aggressive and low effort. It's like it's an emoji. I mean, you're reading too much into it. That's what I just think. It's
That's what
like,
I believe
can we
too.
just like not do this and just acknowledge
Right.
emojis for what they are and stop trying
Right.
to read so much and try to analyze everything? I
Not
mean,
try to
maybe it's a little
overanalyze it.
different.
Yep.
Maybe it's a little different for us because we're not in the age of like the kids like they're in high school and stuff. They have to go through cyberbullying, which is a different thing. So
Sure.
maybe
Sure.
that's where that's also kind of coming from is
Sure.
that cyberbullying is. I mean, I don't understand anything about it other than I know it exists and people legit unalive themselves because of it, which is very
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely, it is.
but I've never been one that had to go through that kind of bullying. So I mean, we live in weird times, and the fact that kids are growing up with technology, new with this new technology, even though it's not really new, but you know, it's just like my, I guess more my generation. Like I grew up as like some of the last people like really play outside and to have like dial up phones and
Uh
all
huh.
that stuff, and so. I've grown up with that kind of technology. Now these kids
Sure.
are growing up with the stuff that is new to me. It's like it's always happening when you have a shift in generation. So
Sure.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't know either, man. It's just it's. I don't know. I don't know what
Mm,
to take of this. I really don't.
yeah, it's
I just I don't. I mean,
yeah.
um, so the part that I'm a little confused with a little bit. Maybe I'm just
Mm,
not with it currently. It says for younger people, the thumbs up emoji is used to be really passive aggressive. A 24-year-old Redditor wrote. So is he referring to younger people like his age or people younger than him? I
let's
mean,
see.
because let's face it, for Gen Z, I would assume that it's 24-year-old. He's
Yeah.
referring to his own generation because, well, their Gen Z is roughly between 97 and 2012, although it's debatable as far as the exact
Yeah.
years are concerned. But roughly, it's within that same range.
I'm guessing he's talking about in his yeah
In his
in
in his
his
range,
range. Yeah.
sure. In his range, I guess
Yeah.
so. But I mean, even if he's talking about his range for younger people, we
Yeah.
could be talking about 14-year-olds
It's true. I mean,
or
even in the
13-year-olds,
same
you
articles,
know?
a recent survey suggests that people between the ages of 16 and 29 believe that you are officially old if you use thumbs up, red heart, okay hand, check mark. It's like I use those all the time.
I
I guess
know.
I'm
I
old.
know. I guess I'm old.
I'm
I
like, what
know.
the heck?
I use the
Okay.
thumbs up emoji all the time. And as a
Yeah.
matter of fact, there is that whole thumbs up. I mean, you know how you can press on
Yes.
the phrase really quick and it gives you the little options there. And
Yeah.
the thumbs up option is one of the options to choose from. It
Mm-hmm.
just means, hey, I like it.
Yeah. I mean, like, hey, I
Apparently,
see it.
no.
I agree. I see you.
Yep.
And apparently, it can be really passive aggressive.
I'm confused with how it
I don't
is
know.
seen as passive aggressive.
Well, I mean, I see it to an extent because of the fact, like, there's a little bit of a story time, right? There was this guy I worked with, in a retail setting. I'll just say it's Walmart, right?
Okay.
And we had this group chat between people in the workplace, and there was some that some I consider somewhat serious that was in the chat, right? And everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, that's so horrible. I understand. I see what you're saying." And one person said KK,
Okay.
and that to me looked like was like, okay, you clearly don't understand like the gravity of the situation and the seriousness of what that person was
Yeah.
trying to say,
Yeah.
and you're
Mm-hmm.
just saying KK. That's where
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, that to me is the equivalent of what Gen Z thinks with the thumbs up. That's what I'm saying.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, because KK means K cool.
yeah, okay, cool, yeah.
I mean,
But it's okay,
I
cool. It's
mean,
like, but it's the way that it's the same way
it's the
that
context
yeah,
in
it's
which
the way
in
that
which the
people
conversation was
yeah,
happening.
it's the way that people read into it. It's that there's a whole Key and Peele skit, from the old Key and Peele sketch show on Comedy Central where they were texting and Key was saying like things like, "Hey man, no big deal," and then Peele was looking at no, sorry. Peele was saying, "Hey man, no big deal," and then Key was looking at his phone. It's like, "No big deal. What the hell's this guy's problem?" And it's just they keep going back and forth, escalating until they meet at the bar, and then key has like a board with like nails on it.
Right.
And then Peel turns around and like, hey man, glad you can make it. It's like, what? Okay. That's what this all speaks to me of, is just misunderstandings. Like they say in here, miscommunication.
Yeah, I think it is a bit of a miscommunication
Yeah.
because to me, does a thumbs up emoji indirectly express a negative feeling?
Um well, again, it's all context, right?
Does it express resentment?
Um of itself, no.
Does it express anger?
Uh in and of itself, no.
That's passive aggressiveness
Yeah.
by definition.
Yeah.
So where is it wrong to do it? I'm just by definition in and of itself. I guess people are perceiving this
Yeah.
the thumbs up to say that to the people that receive it, the Gen Z people that are receiving this, are clearly thinking that it makes them feel negative by getting a good thumbs up on something.
The book definition is very certain as to what it means, but it's just people's own definitions within their mindsets, and that's where the problem comes in, because people are like overanalyzing things, and that's just what happens.
So people are taking the actual definitions of words and redefining them.
Yes.
But that's not what the definition of a word means.
No, but again, that we've talked about this. Generations do that. Again, bad is no longer bad; it's good.
I'm still confused by it. I guess it's just me. I guess I'm just being an old man.
You are.
Okay.
You definitely are in this moment.
I guess I am, but I mean, am I thinking wrong?
No, I don't think you're thinking wrong either.
Wrong.
I don't think you're thinking wrong, but again, I also see why. Because again, like it's just it's a pop culture touchdown that people.
So it's just people are perceiving this as negative.
Yes,
and they want it to stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
then don't use it.
Right, but they want everybody to stop using it, which is not going to happen.
No, that's not going to happen.
No,
I mean,
it's not going to happen because you have generational differences. It's not going to, unless you can convince everyone it's a bad thing, and you're not going to do that with emojis.
Right.
It's not going to happen. Like I was shocked when whenever they first started using the eggplant and then the water droplets. I was like, oh, that's what that means. Like, I mean, I saw it the first time. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, I know what the eggplant means. I'm not sure what the water droplet means.
Oh, come on.
I'm serious.
You've never seen the eggplant followed by a bunch of water droplets? You don't know what that looks like?
Nope. I've never seen what, I mean, I don't. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Gotcha. That's just, that's silly.
That's silly. Yeah. But I mean, people, I don't know. Emojis are weird. Emojis are their own language, which I guess makes sense because this guy has a website called Emojipedia, which also seems really strange for a dude to be an emoji expert.
Right?
It's like, that's a weird thing. I think that's what they call him, right?
Right? And so I've gone to this guy's website, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't understand the website. I mean, you can go. I mean, there's a section for meanings, if you will, which is fine, but it's very difficult for me to follow that. Now, if we go down to the bottom here, sure, there's Emojipedia and Zedge, which is fine. Emoji vendors and platforms.
Emojipedia.
Yep, but I can't seem to find
emoji meetings.
If you go to YouTube, or not YouTube, if you go to Google, right off the main page of YouTube, there we go.
What exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking for the meanings, and if you go unless you're actually at Google, just go to the main website, Jay.
Yeah, I'm there.
Show me where meanings are.
Meanings. If you just click on one of these things, base with tears of joy emoji meaning.
Loudly crying face, and yellow face with male wailings and tears of flow and all that kind of
used to show something as funny or pleasing. Yeah. Why is it? I don't like this. Like, okay, there we go.
Yeah, a yellow face with an open mouth, wailing, and streams of heavy tears flowing from closed eyes may convey inconsolable grief, but also other intense feelings such as uncontrollable laughter, pride, or overwhelming joy.
I'm gonna
Well,
find the thumbs up. Does it tell you that the thumbs up is a bad thing? That's what I
let's
want
find
to
out.
know.
Let's find.
How do we find that?
I'm searching it. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Thumbs
Okay.
up gesture indicating approval. In certain contexts, the thumbs up emoji can be construed as passive aggressive or
There you go.
sarcastic.
There you go.
Despite this possible use, it remains a popular means of quickly and earnestly expressing approval.
Okay. What about the check mark? I'm looking at that one. Check mark
Yep.
button. Uh, Nothing. It just says check mark displays a white outlined appearance, shows on most platforms with a bright green rounded rectangle or circle surrounding it. It doesn't tell you why. It doesn't tell you. I thought they had the whole thing about like, okay, the okay symbol is a bad one, right? That's supposed to
Yep.
be.
Yep.
Um, let's see. Represents I'm okay or yes, that's correct / good. In American Sign Language, number 9 is represented with this gesture.
Yep.
Same sign, hand sign can be seen as offensive in some cultures, including parts of Europe, Middle East, and South America.
Keep going.
This can also be used as a symbol of white supremacy, depending on the context, which is true.
Wow.
You never seen that?
I've never seen that.
Yeah, they do that in I've seen it in quite a few photos when it's when they have like particularly in college they do that where they have like their college clubs and stuff. They do that quite a bit. Yeah, there's quite a few associations that have got in trouble using the
I've
OK symbol.
never seen anything like
the
that.
The OK symbol is when it's held down. It's not when it's held up. It's when it's held down with like the 3 fingers down and the O at the top.
Interesting.
That's the one that's actually the symbol white supremacy.
Okay, but that's not what this depicts.
No, it doesn't.
So it's okay. That's fine.
I don't know.
I'm not
people who are.
I'm not supporting. I don't support white supremacy at all.
No,
I do not feel like I am anything near that case. I mean,
Yeah.
you've seen my lifestyle, Jay.
Yeah, no.
There's nothing about it whatsoever.
If you were a white supremacist, we wouldn't be friends. Let's get that straight. Remember, I'm an Asian man. I'm a Filipino, like red-blooded Filipino American. That, we're friends. Okay,
Yeah, that's right.
I consider us friends. I enjoy your company.
I sure should hope we're friends. Damn.
Yeah. So I'm like, if anybody's trying to say anything about my friend Mitch, fuck you. Okay, that's all I got to say. Right?
Okay, so I guess maybe so. But again, this is like opening up my eyes. I did not realize that this was something. So I'm just like, it's like blowing the doors off of me.
I mean, it makes sense to a certain extent because Gen Z, they're always on their damn phones, right?
Yeah,
that's just how it is. That's how the generation is. They're always on their phones, for better or for worse, and so they're always texting, and so of course they would come up with new ideas for these emojis. It makes sense, but it's stupid.
It's interesting. And again, I'm not trying to knock it. I just don't understand it. And again, it's just because I guess I'm old.
You're an old man. You're an old man,
and that's fine. If I'm old, then I'm old. But I'm still going to use the thumbs up icon, and it's not meant to be rude or passive aggressive to anybody I send it to, just so you're aware. It's just, to me, thumbs up means okay, or I approve, or something to that effect, just in case anybody has any questions. And if somebody is offended by that when I send it to them, then say, hey, don't send me thumbs up anymore. I find that passive aggressive, and I'll come back with, okay, and then I'll block you.
Block them.
Yep.
I mean, it's I don't know. It's very strange, and I don't know. I guess we're just out of touch with the kids. I don't know. They all apparently think these are bad things. I don't see it. I mean, I understand it, but I don't really get it. It's like we're overanalyzing things.
That's why I don't think I understand it, because it's an overanalyzation of something that is in no way passive aggressive. Just like the 2 thumbs up. Cool. Shut up. Really? If I was to send that to you, Jay, would you have taken it in that context?
Well, unless I was rambling on about something you didn't care about.
I see.
Again, it's all context, bro. Okay.
So if you were to send me some information and we were to be talking about something and then somehow I was you were to explain it to in a way that I could understand it to you, sending you one thumbs up would have been fine. But if I sent you two thumbs up, you would have been like, "Oh, he wants me to shut up."
I don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
Would you have come back and been like,
I would have sent you a middle finger up.
"Wow, really? You would have sent me a middle finger?"
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
Middle
I don't know, man.
too, buddy.
I don't know.
It's just one of those weird things. Again, because I never understood that. You know,
I think some of this stuff definitely makes more sense in person because that whole thumbs up thing is definitely something they do in person where they're all like have like on variety shows they have a big section at the top of the show where they're all having a conversation, and if someone's going on for too long, it's about something that nobody cares about, or they're talking about something that's a little bit too personal. Everybody starts doing the thumbs up. Gotcha. Say like, hey, cool, that's great that you have that information. Now stop. But gotcha. I think that was definitely more in the moment, like in person thing. The thumbs up on the text, or whatever, or on whatever platform. I don't know. I'm still a little. I get it, but I don't get it. That's where I am.
I just don't understand how you get it, but you don't get it.
I mean, because I know what they're trying to say, but at the same time, I think it's just stupid. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Maybe I'm making too big of a deal out of it, but
I mean, I don't think so. I think Gen Z is making too much of a deal of it. That's what I think.
You know what? If they want to. If they feel that is that way, then again, it's one of those things that they're going to have to understand.
Right. It's their right to believe
it's fine, but they're also going to have to understand that people that are older aren't going to perceive it in that way, so they shouldn't take it that way.
As it's been for many generations that have gone through this same kind of thing.
That's right. That's exactly right.
That's
who would ever thought a cat's meow? Yeah.
The bee's knees.
That's right. Yeah.
Anyway, that's food for thought. That's interesting. Both these are very interesting stories. As always, we always bring you interesting stories. Make sure you comment, follow, subscribe on all our different platforms. We're everywhere. Find us. Love us. Give us attention. Find us on Facebook, Olympian Lotkeys. And as always, my name is Jay.
And I'm Mitch.
Love, peace, and respect. We'll catch y'all on the next episode on this, our very brand new Season 2. See y'all later.
Bye.
If you should or would like to contact us, please find us at our Facebook page, Lumpia and Lotkeys. We will be glad to hear from you.